Okay, you guys, I want to do a review. I have an appointment today at 3 o'clock with Dr. Klimas, and I kind of know which of the drugs I'm going to go back on. So what I have been trying to do in the past month prior is get organized. So what I'm going to do for myself, my external memory, is say everything I'm doing and where I'm at, so that once I start the drugs, I have the reference video. So first of all, what I'm looking at is something called the Energy Index Point Scale. Energy Index Point Scale by Dr. Lerner. It's got 10 levels, and I've been tracking myself on this scale, and I was hanging out at a 3 and a 4. I had been at a 2 for a couple of days, and that means you're out of bed, sitting, standing, walking 1 to 2 hours a day. That's a 2. Out of bed, sitting, standing, walking 2 to 4 hours a day, and I've been hanging out there, out of bed, sitting, walking, standing, walking, any of those things, out of bed 4 to 6 hours a day. I think I'm at a 4. Then 5 is perform with difficulty, sedentary, I can't say the word right, job for 40 hours a week, daily naps. I'm definitely not a 5. So I'm a 3 and a 4. And just right now hanging out at 4. So that's where I'm at before I start my drugs. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I've got an Italian calendar. That their calendars aren't horizontal, they're vertical, but I'm going to start keeping track of everything. Now, the only medicine that I've been on for the past year is my aspirin, cardio aspirin. I've continued to take my B12 injections, but I only take them like once every 2 months because this dosage ended up being so high that even the tiniest little injection puts me at like a 2,000 number when Klimas only wants 900, and that the doctors have a cow that it's too high, and I do that with injections. The other thing I've been doing is I have my fat-free Greek yogurt, and this is some kind of super green powder that's very high in antioxidants, and I've got my berry mix, which is like this, it's a powder, and I put those with a scoop of chia cells, I think chia, C-H-I-A, seeds, chia seeds, on my yogurt, which is a new immune stuff. The other thing I've started doing, because my sore throats had come back this past week, and now my hip pain today is very high, and it was very high last night, and it's been coming back, but I've been off my drugs for a year. I got off for the heart surgery intervention, and then I didn't get back on them, and until about, I'm going to say mid-January, let's say January 15th, right after my birthday, I started the relapse and then really hit bad, and I'm still in the relapse. So what I've started doing is adding coconut oil to no-fat milk with cocoa powder, and I drink that twice in the morning because coconut powder is very high antiviral. Now, for my external memory, Klimas had me get on this, it was either going to be NeuroProtec, whoops, I'm so sorry, I'm out of practice, NeuroProtec, this product, or it was going to be the Equilibrant one, but she said for me she wanted me on this, and I'm taking 4 of these a day, and they are like, or I don't know, Chinese, organic. They're not a medication. They are a mixture to handle herbs, herbs to get rid of your viruses and deactivate them. I take 1 vitamin E a day. I take 1 or 2 cranberry, because once I started relapsing, started feeling like the risk of more bladder infections was coming. She always wants you on ubiquinol Q10, 100 grams of the ubiquinol Q10, and I'm on that. And then I had these from a long time ago because I had the optical neuritis, and this is Herbavision, Puritan's Pride, that I'm on. And then the other thing I had added into this mix was this hyaluronic acid, because I had done some research and felt that might be good for my skin and joints. So, all right, now, when I see Klimas today, she will tell me in which order to start loading. The drug I had been on, which you can't see the label, is Valtrex, and I was on 2 grams a day, and this was the drug that had saved my life, got my brain fog down, allowed me to wake up in the morning, not at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But then she had me go up to 3 on these. 3 grams a day. And then I've got, oh, my vitamin D. I have to take a prescription vitamin D, which I do take. And then the other 2 drugs that'll be in the running is my low-dose naltrexone, or the, I call it Immunivir, but in Italy that's the name they call it. It's maybe also isoprene or something like that. So what I'll find out from her today, is from my 3 magic drugs that are the cocktails of hers. Who am I starting first, and how am I going to load this? The naltrexone, am I going to do the 1.5 milligrams a day and for a month, and then go to 3 milligrams a day for a month, and then 4.5 milligrams a day henceforward? So I'll find out that, or whether we're going to change it. My hip pain is very high. I'm on a 4. I don't think I'm making it to a 5. A 5 says, perform with difficulty sedentary job 40 hours a week. No, I can't even put my feet down. I have my feet up and I lay down. Yeah, I'm on a 4. All right, so at least we now know where I am, and that's my stash of everything I'm doing at this point in time. My stomach's been bothering me, and I did add a couple more vitamins. So I wonder if the vitamins did it. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use the coconut oil. Maybe whenever I take the vitamins, maybe that's what I should do, is take a teaspoon of coconut oil when I take my vitamins, and then a teaspoon of coconut oil when I take my drugs at night. And that might allow me to have a little bit more coating in my stomach. The other thing that I've been doing, I don't see it here, is I've totally geared up on drinking water. I'm not hitting 2 liters a day, but I'm definitely hitting 1 liter a day, probably close to 1.5 liters of water a day, and I'm using NUUNS, 1 or 2 NUUNS a day, NUUM, which is an electrolyte kind of thing, in my water, and I'm using benefiber, because what I remember is that 1 or 2 of those drugs, not the Valtrex, but the Immunivir or the low-dose naltrexone, was making me very constipated. And the more constipated I am, the more you feel the drug backing up in your system, and you kind of feel like you're poisoned. So I'm really hoping this time, if I start with low-dose naltrexone, I'm really hoping that I won't have all the horrific negative side effects, because I'm not, my bottom now, which is a 4, 3, 4, is not what it was. When I started all these drugs several years ago, I was at, a 1, a 2, probably a 2. So, although my brain functions better now than it did when I first started the drugs. So I know that I'm at a higher level, even though I'm still at a not good level. And then I'm going to just, I won't come on channel much, but I will come on maybe once a week, and as soon as I talk to Klimas, everything she says to me today, I'll end up making another video, because it's funny, I videotaped my last meeting with her, and then I just went and reviewed it, and there were things she said that I had no idea, I didn't even remember. I wish I could video record today, but my other computer's broken, so that's not going to happen. But I have a whole bunch of questions for Klimas. I have everything broken into heart issues, eye issues, immune issues, just everything outlined to everything that has happened to me, and get her opinion to try to clarify some of these issues. Okay, I hope that helps, and this is more my external memory log. Okay, bye guys. I gotta find the button.